Pokemon trainers, welcome back to another Beast EM2 video. Today we're going to be showcasing Lucario, Toxapex, and Gligar in the Catch Cup. Like I've said before, the Catch Cup is very annoying, only because the meta is all over the place, and for some reason whatever Pokemon I try to utilize usually gets hard countered by every other Pokemon that I just didn't realize we could catch this season. So don't forget to leave a like on the video, as that will make the video get more exposure. And let's go ahead and jump right into the commentary. So this Serperior comes in and I'm able to swap immediately into Toxapex. Toxapex is a great Pokemon because the grass types are neutralized because of that poison typing. And we're able to flip the matchup right there. As you can see, that Serperior went down. They bring in Lantern, and unfortunately Brian won't do as much damage. So we're forced to go with Sludge Wave right here in order to try to do a somewhat decent amount of damage. As you can see, that Lantern is getting fairly low, and we were gonna go for Brine right there just to try to do as much chip damage as we possibly can. So then comes the serve that knocks us out, and now we could bring in our Lucario to start charging up some energy. This is a little risky because Lucario is very glassy, as you could see there. We probably should have shielded, but we bring in our Gligar with Aerial Ace. Night Slash I feel like would have probably done a little bit better, but that's ultimately, I was just using this as a grass typing because of the flying typing right there. So we're able to get to the Aerial Ace right there, and now we're going to be racing to the next charge move. As you can see, we lose the CMP, and that's going to allow Trevenant to use Shadow Ball. We barely survive, which gives us enough energy to be able to throw this Aerial Ace right here and knock out the Trevenant. In comes Lantern, and unfortunately though, as you can see there, we do get to the power up punch because they knock out our Gligar, and with that one power up punch we're able to claim the victory. So GG's to my opponent. Lucario has been a great Pokemon ever since it was allowed to be in raids. I raided like twice for it, and I was able to pick one up for the Great League. And now they swap into their own Gligar, which is perfect right here because that's going to be able to allow us to use Brine. And Brine will be doing super effective damage, but we do need to watch out for Dig. That's the only thing about our opposing Gligar. They bait us with the Night Slash. And then right here, I'm not too sure what I did next. I am going to let this move go. It is going to be another Night Slash, which is going to be perfect. We do need to just throw Brines though. We cannot, Sludge Wave will be resisted and it'll be a waste of energy. As you can see, that Brine did some decent amount of damage. And now we're gonna go ahead and shield because we realize that maybe they're gonna use Dig right there. As you can see, we're able to shield that. They bring in a Pelipper, which is very good for us in this matchup because then they will need to get to Hurricane. As you can see, we did a decent amount of damage with that Sludge Wave. They are going to be throwing Weather Ball. We are water type, so we will be resisting it. As you could see there, we're going to be able to get to a Brine and put pressure onto our opponent right there. We managed to pick up the second shield. So they get to another charge move, and right here, the thing is though, Gligar is still there. Lucario will be here. I believe I'm going to bring in Lucario just to get ahead on energy because a Shadow Ball from Lucario will hurt. They bring in their Medicham back there once again, so we're going to be bringing in Gligar. And they threw an Ice Punch, which is bad for us because that is going to be super effective. There's a little bit of lag right there. I'm not too sure what it was, or maybe my opponent was just not tapping anymore. And as you can see there, we were able to do some damage, but unfortunately our opponent does get to another charge move. If it's an Ice Punch, then that will knock us out right there. Now we bring in Lucario. We are wasting our energy right there. We probably should have just gone straight for the farm down, but we're gonna throw Power Up Punch. We get a little bit of a attack boost, and we're able to get to another Power Up Punch. Hopefully this is enough to knock out the Gligar. As you can see, I think my opponent rage quit right there because it's not going through. It went through, and we're able to pick up the win. So GG's to my opponent. Let's go ahead and jump into the next battle right here. Lucario versus Jellicent. Jellicent right here is going to be doing some neutral damage with those hexes, and we do need to watch out for Surf and Shadow Ball, as Jellicent has access to Shadow Ball, and we don't shield that, unfortunately, and that knocks us out. We were just reaching a Shadow Ball as well, So that is very, very unfortunate. So now we're going to bring in the Gligar. Gligar right here is going to be absorbing this Surf. Super effective damage. So we're taking big hits, and that is going to be altering our battle in a negative way, because then we're going to be getting closer to fainting out. As you can see, now I'm going to be shielding up this Gligar. Gligar right here is not going to take damage from that Surf. And now we're going to get to the Aerial Ace and hopefully knock out this Jellicent, because it is becoming very, very annoying. We are able to knock it out. We are down on shields. They bring a Charge-a-Bug, unfortunately. And now this is a problem, because Toxapex will not be performing very, very well against the Charge-a-Bug. As you could see here, we are going to let this charge move go just to save our shield. In comes Toxapex, and unfortunately though, Toxapex will get outpaced with those Volt Switches. That's just how it's going to go. They managed to throw Crunches right there. Our defense drops, which is even worse because we are down shields, defense dropped, and now this is going to be a massive, massive problem right here. As you could see here, Charge-a-Bug is going to be throwing Crunch once again, and it doesn't have an electric type move, which is our only advantage, but we lose CMP tie right there, and that should knock us out. So GG's to my opponent. Let's go ahead and jump into the next battle right here. Lucario versus Quagsire. Quagsire is very, very good with those mud shots, but we are going to have to be swapping out immediately into Gligar, only because Gligar is a flying type, and as you can see, those Aqua Tails are still going to hurt. And our only move to go for in this situation is going to be Dig. There's no reason to throw Aerial Ace. Dig does a little bit more damage, as you can see there. Now we're gonna begin to shield to put pressure on that Quagsire to either shield or knock it out. Because we notice how low HP that Quagsire is at, we are gonna be throwing Aerial Ace now. Aqua Tail comes in. Now we're gonna be able to throw this Aerial Ace just because of how low how low health it has. So they bring in the Bronzong. Now right here we are going to be coming back in with our Lucario, because Toxapex will be taking super effective damage. We are going to be shielding up right here. Lucario needs to come up big with us with those power up punches. As you can see, we're going to be throwing our first one, boosting our attack, and it's going to be making the Lucario a little bit stronger. As you can see here, we're going to be able to get to another power up punch, and once again boosting our attack. So every time you use power up punch, you're only boosting your attack. And now they bring in Quagsire. We're able to farm down that Quagsire. They bring in, I believe this is the evolution of one of the new Paldean Pokemons, Meowscarada. We managed to pick up a shield perfectly right there. Like I said, this Pokemon is going to be not super effective to us because of the poison typing on our Pokemon. As you can see there, we're able to knock out that Meowscarada, and that's going to be a GG's to my opponent. Let's go and jump into the last battle right here. Lucario versus Jellicent. We learned from the first matchup, as you remember, that we need to watch out for Shadow Ball. This was a little too quick for it to be a Shadow Ball, so we're going to let that go. And so you can see that that Surf did a lot of damage still. So we're able to swap immediately into the Gligar and start gaining some energy. And like I said, we are going to have to be going for Dig. Mega Horn comes in. By them throwing Mega Horn, that tells us that they have Earthquake and Mega Horn. So we don't really need to watch out for any charge move that they're going to be throwing at us, because we will be able to resist it. So as you can see here, once again, we're going to be able to throw, we're going to be able to resist that Mega Horn, and we got to Dig right here. So Gligar right here with Dig is a very, very good Pokemon. As you can see, we're able to pick up both shields, and we are put in an amazing position. We're going to be able, they managed to swap perfectly there on the charge move, and they're making us use our Dig on the Jellicent, which is going to be fine. We're going to bring back Lucario with the Shadow Ball, as you can see here. And now we're going to be able to throw Shadow Ball, knock out the Jellicent, and start focusing on that Clodsire. Once again, we are not going to shield. I believe we're going to be saving our shields for the Toxapex. They throw an Acid Spray, which doesn't do any damage towards us. And as you can see here, now we know they have Mega Horn and Acid Spray. Two moves that will not do anything towards this Gligar. So now at this point, we're going to go ahead and try to get to a Dig. We get to it, and we were able to throw it right here, and we're going to land it. So this is going to be doing a decent amount of damage and knocking out that Clodsire. They bring in Charge-a-Bug, and we're able to get to 1 aerial ace. This is simply just for chip damage purposes, as you can see here. Now we're going to be bringing in our Toxapex, and this is looking very, very comfortable. We are going to be able to throw Brine and pick up the win. We're going to be able to shield up any charge move that they're going to be throwing at us. Back-to-back X Scissors. It's going to be perfect. We're able to use our shields, and we're going to be able to throw Brine towards our opponent and knock them out and call it a good game. So there you guys have it. That is my other Catch Cup team featuring Lucario. Let me know down below what you guys think about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next video.